Welcome back to another episode of Music Banter. I am your host, Ben Holkman, and today we're going to be talking about three things in music that came out this Friday. We're going to be talking about Silk Sonic, we're going to be talking about Drake, and we're going to be talking about Chance the Rapper. I hate Holy. I hate that song. I hate Holy with a passion, but every time I think of his name, that's the person that pops up. Screw you, Justin Bieber. Um, but before we get into this video, I just want to say a couple things. Number one, Unlock 1.5. I'll review that in another video on the YouTube channel. Make sure to go check it out. It's at Backseat. No, at Banter Broadcast. My bad. Um, and I want to say thank you so much for the support. It's been unbelievable. I mean, we keep going back to this every time that we start this podcast. Thank you all so much for the support. The support is genuinely incredible. So I just want to say thank you so much. It is genuinely like mind blowing still how much support we are getting. But just like that, we're gonna get right into this episode, and I want to first talk about Chance the Rapper. Of course, Chance the Rapper is not good. No, I'm kidding. Chance the Rapper, of course, if you don't know him, had a good couple mixtapes, then dropped his album. His album Could Rot in Hell. I really couldn't care less about that album. It is terrible. It is dog water. Like that. Like I hate that meme, but it genuinely is dog water if that's what you want to classify it as. But he is back with, I forgot the single because I listened to it way early. I believe it is called My Heart, the Heart and the Tongue. I believe. Let me just go and check. The Heart and the Tongue. Yep, it's The Heart and the Tongue. Uh Before actually he came out with another song with Justin Bieber of all people. Of course, I referenced it earlier. It's a track named Holy. The instrumental is good on that song, but I couldn't care less whatever anyone says on that song. I don't care. I like the chorus at least, but found it corny, found it boring. The Pesci line, the messy line, the messy line made me cringe the first time I heard it. I was like, ugh, I can't. I'm not gonna listen to the rest of this. I ended up listening to the rest of it, but but yeah, it was pretty much a dumpster fire of a song, and I was like, Chance, why are you doing this to yourself? You need to make sure to be on the rebound, and he is with this track, "The Heart and the Tongue." I am genuinely surprised. I am genuinely surprised. This is the comeback track that we wanted to hear from Chance. We've been waiting a while now. People who actually liked his music before the big day, and let's be honest, I was very surprised. I'm not gonna lie, I was very surprised. His flow is unbelievable. The lyrics are really good, and it's short and sweet. I think it's only like 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It is so unbelievably good, and yet somehow no one's talking about it because it's Chance. If you actually look at the numbers, I don't think he put on any streaming services. Yeah, in the first 3 days, it's only gotten 575,000 views, which is not bad, but it's also Chance the Rapper, who is one of the biggest rappers, at least before the big day, one of the biggest rappers out going, one of the more liked rappers going. I think before the big day, Chance was a very easy person to root for, and now he's very difficult to root for, especially this whole thing with his former manager, I believe, that whole like 30 million dispute. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the song. I have really nothing to talk about it. Actually, I'm going to be honest. I have nothing to complain about it. I thought it was pretty good. It was only 2 minutes 30 seconds, and I think it's probably just something he wanted to put out. It wasn't bad, and I'm not excited for the next. I'm not too excited, I should say, for the next Chance project. But if it sounds something like this, then I will be definitely listening or tuning into it because I do want to know what Chance is up to next. Like his next album will be his most pivotal album because if he comes out with some trash, um, I'll be very, very upset. But that's also him gone, so that's what I'm saying. Like his next album will be the most pivotal album of his career. But our next, oh, I've been so excited. I've been so excited to tell you all about this one. Our next song that came out on Friday, Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars. If you didn't know, announced a couple weeks ago that they created a band called Silk Sonic, which is an unbelievably great name. Uh, okay, a reason why I'm staring away from the screen is because when I was doing my homework, I had just literally this song on repeat. So you're gonna guess how I actually if I like the song or not. But they released their first single, "Leave the Door Open." It is so good. It is so good. It is so good. It is a song that I've listened to probably around 12 times already, and it came out on Friday, and I'm recording this on Sunday. So it is so good. It is so unbelievably amazing. I'm not even kidding. I'm the aesthetic of the song, the verses from Anderson Paak, the chorus from Bruno Mars. Mars is correct because that chorus is out of the world, out of this world. But man, it just sounds like 70s polish. It sounds like a polished version of 70s music, and it's so groovy, it's funky, it's soulful. It is. I can't stop smiling when I think about it because it is so good. It is so good. I am just it brings me so much joy, and I really can't explain why, because I can, because it's that good. It is so damn good. Like I can't even explain. Like I can't even. Just go listen to it. Go listen to it, please. It is so amazing. So please go listen to it. That's all I have to say about it. Actually, I know it's not much, but if this is what the album's gonna sound like, they're gonna drop the best album this year. Like they genuinely are. Like I was very excited when this collaboration was going to come together and when it was announced, because it was kept under wraps a lot. But if this is the album that's going to come out, this is what it's going to sound like. Ooh, it's gonna. This album is going to be so great. It should win album of the year for the next 5 years, even if it doesn't even come out the next 5 years. It just should. Silk Sonic is an apt name. This sounded like this sounded like, oh my god. This sounded like things I cannot say on camera. This sounded like laying in satin. Like this sounded like laying in silk sheets. Like this. Oh my god. I'm so happy. I woke up and it was like the first song I listened to because I was very excited, and I literally tweeted out at Ben OTB Banter if y'all want to check it out. But the first thing I tweeted was like, Anderson Paak and Bruno Mars are gonna drop the album of the year, aren't they? Oh my god, I can't believe it was so good. I can't believe I like, not that I'm like in shock that it was so amazing, but I'm just like, I can't believe it's that amazing. I knew it was gonna be good. I mean, Anderson Paak always brings out heat, and Bruno Mars doesn't drop often, but when he does, it's pretty good. I'm still a fan of doo-wops and hooligans. I don't care what anyone says. It's just so, it is so like, I reminisce about my childhood when I listen to that. But like, I can't stop smiling when I think about it. It is such an amazing song. I showed it to like everyone that asked, and they're just like, Ben, where'd you find this? I was like, it's gonna be an amazing album. So get yourself ready to hear something like this. Because I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'll be honest. I am not ready for this album. I'll be the first one to listen to it, but I am not ready. But moving on from the heat that was "Leave the Door Open" is Drake. Drake dropped a pack of 3 songs called "Scary Hours 2." That's the it's singles. Yeah, they're just singles. I don't know if they're gonna be on Certified Lover Boy. I'm kind of tired of talking about Certified Lover Boy at this point. But I'm just gonna go through track by track and just kind of tell you my thoughts. What's next? At first, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. Listening back to it the next couple of times, excuse me, sorry, but yeah, listening back to the next couple of times was, I started to like it. I first thought it kind of sounded like a throwaway Cardi kind of beat, and I'm not the biggest fan of Kid Cudi. I am a big fan of Kid Cudi, but I am not the biggest fan of Playboy Cardi. Uh, but yeah, it kind of sounded like a little bit like that. But so I wasn't the biggest fan of it. But it's an alright track. I'm not the biggest fan of what the track is supposed to be, but and especially the chorus on Valentine's Day. It's like, good for you, bro. You know, uh, we don't need to know that. We could have just guessed. You know, it would have been bigger shock if you would have been like, I put on a chastity belt in Valentine's Day, but you know, who knows? But after that, we have my favorite. I'll just go ahead and say it. My favorite track off of this 3-pack, Wants and Needs, feat. Lil Baby. Now, Lil Baby, except for basketball games, apparently, doesn't miss when it comes to his features. He, especially with Drake. I mean, he brought all of the heat. Even though I don't know how you lose a Ferrari. It seems like a car seems like a very difficult thing to lose, especially if it's as expensive as a Ferrari. But I'm not one to judge. He came with so much heat that it almost burned down the entire Spotify. App. I like opened it and it was on fire. Like genuinely, I will say this. That was one of the better verses I've heard from Lil Baby in a while. I think he's matured a lot as a rapper, and I think we're starting to now kind of see him sort of grow out a little bit of his comfort zone. Even Fantano liked it. Even like Fantano hates Lil Baby, by the way. Even Fantano liked that, and I genuinely really, really well and truly liked it. But Drake's verse on it, Drake's verse, I liked it too. I thought that verse was pretty good. There are some drill elements to that beat and to his flow, even though it's not strictly drill. But I mean, it was an enjoyable track. It was a very enjoyable track. However, I will have to critique him. He says he needs to go to yeshiva, but then he also says, I like this part as well when he goes, I need to go to yeshiva, but I went to Ibiza. I need to confess my sins. I go to Jesus, but then he needs Jesus or something like that. I like that bar a lot, not just because he says yeshiva, because he tells the whole thing about Jesus, how he's like, oh, I'm going to confess my sins to Jesus, but Jesus can't shut his mouth, which is kind of like noting, hey, I told you about my kid and you told Push. Like, that's how I took it. I may be wrong, but that's my interpretation of that line. However, he doesn't need Jesus if he's going to go to yeshiva, because yeshiva is a Jewish school. Yeshiva is a Jewish day school. So he needs to figure that one out by his religion. In the Jewish religion, if your mother's Jewish and you're Jewish, so technically, Aubrey Graham is Jewish. And, actually, no, he is Jewish. You want to know why? He had not one, but 2 bar mitzvahs. Why? He had one on his 31st, I believe. Who throws a... Okay, whatever. And it's Drake. I think that's probably the answer to the question. Who throws a second a second bar mitzvah? He's it's Drake. That's probably why. And the next was Lemon Pepper Freestyle, which sidebar. Lil Yachty said in his first 24 years of life, he's never tried lemon pepper wings. How? Like, they're so good. They're amazing. They're like the best type of wings. But okay, whatever. I see how it is. I like the beat. The sample on there is pretty good. Rick Ross feature with Drake usually never disappoints. Rick Ross has become consistent with his features, I'd say. I liked him on that Anderson .Paak song, Cut 'Em In. I know it's an older song, but I'm just off the top of my head with his features. I can't really remember. Probably the best one off of Down Like That. I'm sorry, KSI. But yeah, I'd say his feature is pretty good. And this is why I kind of have a problem with Drake. I thought he was very mature on this feature. He was talking about being grown up and being dad and being like taking his kid to school and all that kind of stuff. And I'll hear. I'll just say this. I thought he did well, and this is like a pretty good song. I feel like with this track though, he shows some maturity that we just didn't see in What's Next. And that frustrates me because what I've said before and what I've said again, I'll keep saying it. The most important thing for Drake right now is to show his maturity and to go into this next album, not put 28 songs on there, not make it an hour and 30 minutes long, but come into the album pause with it's 12:30 at night. Give me a break. But go into Certified Lover Boy with 14 to 15 tracks, an hour, couple minutes, an hour and a couple minutes. But show your maturity. Show your maturity and push the statement that, look, maybe I'll just never find my love and all that kind of stuff, and that'll be it. And we can see this. We know that this could be happening. However, when it comes to a song like What's Next, I'm not holding that high of hopes with that maturity. And this is why I get very frustrated with Drake. So, another thing, I know I made a video called The Drake Problem, but I actually like a lot of Drake's music. Don't get me wrong. Drake is a great artist. I clown on him because of the last couple of albums. And yes, I don't think Views was all that great. But I clown on him the last couple of albums because they haven't been up to the standard of Nothing Was the Same. Coming Back to it was pretty good. Take Care. If you're reading this, it's too late. They haven't been up to that quality. So I want to see that in Certified Lover Boy. If Certified Lover Boy is good enough like that, is going to be as good as that is, I'll be very excited. But for right now, hopefully, he shows his maturity on this next couple of tracks that we will probably hear from him, which will probably be the album. And we'll go from there. And hopefully he puts out a good album. I never want to root against the guy, and I would like to hear from Drake. I would like to hear more consistency, and I'd like to hear just a good project. If we can get a good project out of Drake, I'll be very, very happy and very, very excited. But that'll be all for me today. Go check out Silk Sonic, please. Go check out Leave the Door Open. every time I just smile and I get really excited. It's just such a great song. But thank y'all for tuning in. If you like what you heard and you're on YouTube, go check out the links to our Instagram, Spotify, our Apple Music, our affiliation with Amazon, our clothing line, our Gucci hoodies. No, I'm kidding. But our Instagram, Twitter, yeah, all that kind of stuff. And if you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure to go leave a 5-star review. I have been your host, Ben Holtman. Hope y'all check out Silk Sonic. And peace.